Good morning, Prairie Street. Today we are going to talk about that good water. Give me some good water. Did you know that the human body is made up of 65% water? We could not go without water for more than 3 or 4 days. We receive water from food and other beverages, but pure water is most vital for our survival. Water helps us to form saliva, allows our body cells to grow and reproduce, flushes out body waste, lubricates our joints, manufactures hormones and neurotransmissions, regulates temperature, sweat, and respiration, acts as a shock absorber, helps deliver oxygen all over the body. We need water. In our story today, the Israelites have run out of water or are dangerously close. So not only have they run out of water, things go really bad really fast. They begin complaining about their leaders. Their leaders get frustrated with them as much as they are frustrated with their leaders. As slaves, they have been working hard under brutal conditions for years. They have learned to trust their bodies and when lack of water would be crucial. Under the pressure of the Egyptian lords, I am sure water was used to taunt and punish. But even if you are used to being denied water, you would still adapt to the little water now and then. The body and mind can adapt to most any condition when forced to. Today in Israel-Palestine, Palestinians only have access to water 3 or 4 days out of the week. They have learned to carefully use the limited water provided. We have so much access to water, we waste it. Running large tubs of water for bathing, swimming pools, running water while we're washing dishes, watering the lawn, you name it, we are careless when it comes to water. But go without it for any serious amount of time and see if you won't change your mind and how you and others use it. The Israelites left Egypt without a year's supply of water. I am sure they only packed enough for a few days or a week's journey. Once the water is gone, pressure sets in. They have left Egypt and now they have no idea about their new setup. In Egypt, they knew the system, regardless to how oppressive it was. Now they have no clue about their plan of survival. They do not know if they will receive water in a day or a week. They are unable to mentally and socially adapt. Now, assuming they have food, milk, wine, and as well as water, they could have gone a week or a month. But walking through desert land, no watering holes, heat causing dehydration, they would begin to sweat and lose certain abilities. These conditions would cause them to lose water from their bodies at a pretty fast rate. Migraines, belly pains, dizziness, fatigue, muscle cramps, emotional breakdowns, trouble remembering and forming a conscious stream of thought. All of these physical problems accompanied their mental and emotional states. They would become angry and uneven-tempered. When life is not going our way, we look for someone to blame. Our leaders are perfect targets for that frustration. The people had watched Moses, Aaron, and Miriam. They had followed their lead, and they were likely hopeful that a new life was awaiting them. They had prayed for deliverance, and God had provided for them. They were freed from Pharaoh. but their joys were quickly met with confusion. God had delivered them. God had stopped Pharaoh and his army in their tracks. God was present in the cloud by day and fire pillar by night. Yet they were lost in the wilderness without water for themselves and their livestock. Clearly, someone had to answer for this. The wilderness and desert can be a grueling place. Every direction looks the same. All they would have to go by is their leaders, who seem to be just as clueless as they are. Their water is gone. They cannot feed or provide drink for their livestock, which means eventually no food for me and my family. We are lost in a no man's land with leaders who are clueless. Boy, doesn't that sound familiar. My head is hurting, my body hurts, I can barely take another step. What's the plan? Think for a minute about our current reality. COVID has shifted our life. What we knew no longer is reliable. Our work, our family, our communities are all out of control. Our nation is divided and our leaders seem completely clueless. They tell us one thing one day and something different the next. Like the Israelites, how do we plan to provide for our families? Will we have food, water, or shelter in the coming weeks or months? Give me some good water. Water in this chapter symbolizes not only what they needed physically, but also what they needed spiritually. When Moses strikes the rock, they are able to replenish their bodies and their souls. The water is cool and it tastes good. It gushes from the rock in an abundance for all the people and their livestock. Their physical ailments were met. Their headaches go away. Body pains begin to cease. They are no longer afraid that they will die in this wilderness, so their stress levels can go down. We're still frustrated with our leaders, but we'll give them a pass because they did provide something. I can imagine the Israelites drinking the water, dancing under the fountain of water, grateful and relieved. What else does this water tell us? Spiritually, God is that water, our life source. God again shows God's power in times of crisis and the unknown. God is that living water, that good water. God is that cool, thirst-quenching water poured out over us. God knew they were tired, that they needed a win. They needed a reason to keep going. God can once again show them that God is always there for them. When Moses strikes the rock, the people once again are given hope. They won't die today. They can feed their families and livestock. Their leaders do have resources. But more than anything, God is still with them and providing water, life, good water. God is life and our life source. Like God's love for Israel, God too is providing that good water for us. No matter what you're going through in life right now, take a minute to splash a little water on your face. Drink a big gulp of cool, refreshing water. And remember, God has provided for you yet one more day. Amen. May God bless you all.